Well, what a way to start off the first game of a three-game set against a divisional rival. Jays win 7-1 over the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards. A jam-packed Camden Yards. Okay, maybe not. But you know what? The Jays still won 7-1 at Camden Yards. That's where they played. Whether how many fans showed up doesn't matter. And, you know, J-Happ on the mound for the Blue Jays got into a sticky situation very early in the game, kind of lost control, gave up a single, then walked the guy, and then we're like, oh boy, 2 on, nobody out to start the game. Don't you worry about that. 1, 2, 3, strikes out the side to end the inning. And J-Happ just racked up the Ks in this one. He was all over the Baltimore Orioles. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Great bounce back outing for J-Happ. Out of the 3 starts, that's by far his best one so far of the season. And we head to the 3rd inning. Granderson walks. I think it was, yeah, he walks to get on base, to get on first. And then Steve Pearce on a 3-0 count. Dylan Bundy's like, you know, I'm just going to slip a get-me-over fastball just to kind of get back into the count. Don't do that. Especially when a guy is looking for his 500th career hit. Steve Pearce. A high fastball, and he does not miss it. He crushes it to left center, and it is gone. I mean, he just plasters the baseball against his former team. Jays up 2-0. Beautiful. Bottom half of the inning, though, Manny Machado hits a solo shot off of J-Happ. It's a 2-1 game. We go to the 5th inning. Baltimore starts getting some mojo. A couple guys on base. J-Happ gets an out, but then he hits Jonathan Scope. It barely. It nicked his sweater, but hey, or jersey, but you know, it did hit him. It did technically hit a piece of his equipment. That's what they call it. That's what the rule is. Fine. Okay. It sucks. Barely hit him, but it did. Bases are now loaded with 1 out. Adam Jones at the plate. Jones hits a little comebacker to J-Happ, who clearly doesn't get a good grip on the ball because he bounced the ball to Russell Martin at home. Martin picks it, though. Beautiful stab by Martin, and gets the one at the plate. Fires it to first. Oh, it hits Adam Jones. That's going to score a run, but hang on. Adam Jones, not sure why he's running on the grass in the throwing lane, but he does. Therefore, he is called out for interfering with the play, where he should be on the inside in the box where you're supposed to be running. Does not do so. That is the rule. If you're in the baseline, like inside the line and on the grass, and you get hit with the ball, it's interference. That's what happened today. That's what happened with Adam Jones, and the Jays escaped that with the 2-1 lead still. All right, and nothing really offensively happens the rest of the way into the 9th inning, where Buck Showalter makes a very weird decision that I was not expecting. It really wasn't expecting at all in the 9th inning. Michael Givens obviously gets the, you know, he comes out. I think he pitched in the 8th inning as well. I'm not sure here. Let me try and find him here. He came in the 8th, so he came out in the 9th as well. Walked Solarte, struck out Russell Martin. Then Pilar singled. Solarte moved up to second base. Travis was hit by a pitch in the tricep, probably one of the better spots to get hit because it's got your muscle there, so you can kind of absorb it a little bit. No bone. Didn't hit a bone, hopefully, so there you go. Bases are now loaded with 1 out. Diaz up. He has a tough time. Almost gets hit in the head as he got really shaken up there, and then pops up to the catcher. And then they decide to pull Givens to face the lefty. I understand it's lefty-lefty versus Granderson. But geez, Givens is a very good pitcher. A very good strikeout pitcher. And you're pulling him, but okay, fine, lefty-lefty. All right, let's see what happens here. Cortez comes up. Cortez Jr. and walks Granderson, so walks in a run, and it makes it a 3-1 game. Jays get their 2-run lead back. Next batter, Josh Donaldson, and it's funny because Josh Donaldson, looked at the first 2 pitches pretty much down the middle, and I'm thinking to myself, Josh, you gotta swing the bat, bud. Come on. And you know what? The weather there was awful. You know why? Because Josh Donaldson's bringing the rain, baby. He gets an elevated fastball with 2 strikes. I'm not sure what Cortez Jr. is thinking, but he gives him it, and Donaldson he hits a line drive shot straight away center, and it's gonzo. The rain is falling. The people are leaving. Donaldson's happy. Jay's got the 7-1 lead. That's what I'm talking about. But anyways, I mean, what a job by the Jays to... I mean, you know what? They didn't have their greatest game with runners in scoring position. They're the first... Well, you know what? Until the 9th inning, they were awful with runners in scoring position. Countless opportunities with small mistakes where you could have gotten runs, but you ran into outs. Or, you know, Steve Pearce at third base, making a one step towards home, then getting hosed back at third base. Stupid mistakes. The Jays could have got a lot more runs, but they pile it on late. They get the victory. And the great thing about that is, guys... with Roberto Osuna, you know, not being able to play today, obviously, well, he was available to pitch today, but you didn't really want him to play. You know what I mean? Like with Roberto Osuna, he threw an inning and a third in yesterday's ball game. So we're like, okay, we don't really want to see him come out. You know, you don't want him to throw, especially 2 days in a row, having thrown more than just a single inning. And with that big 5-run top of the 9th inning, you didn't have to do so. Danny Barnes with a clean 7th inning after Jay Happ's outing was over. Gave up a couple of hits, got a strikeout, got out of the inning. Ryan Tepera, an inning of work, gave up a hit. Nothing, no damage at all. And John Axford closed it out, gave up a hit. And also got a strikeout to end the ball game. When his fastball is moving, it's nice. Now, he was a little wild today. I mean, the weather's nuts. It's cold. I get it. But he gets the job done, and the Jays win 7-1. They're now 7-4 in the season. We talked about it in the last video, guys, about wanting to start series on the right foot. And the Jays have really done that over the last 3 series. With Chicago, with Texas, and now Baltimore. They're starting series with victories. That is huge. That is big for this team. Now, you beat their best pitcher, Dylan Bundy. I mean, as much as he didn't deserve a loss, he got the loss. And tomorrow, Aaron Sanchez takes the mound. As you know, Jay Happ had a great start, kind of a bounce-back start. Of his first 2 starts were a little iffy. Aaron Sanchez looks for a bounce-back start. His first 2 starts, again, a little iffy. He looks to pitch well against the Baltimore Orioles, against Andrew Kashner. That's a 7:05 first pitch tomorrow night. And Wednesday, Marco Estrada versus Kevin Gausman, who's had a really tough start to his year. As Kevin Gausman, Marco Estrada's had a great start to his season, though. That's a 7:05 first pitch. That'll round out the series before the Jays have an off day on Thursday. Perfect, because the Leafs play Game 1 of their playoffs on Thursday. So that we turn our focus right to them. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be nervous, but it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed this game because, boy, it was fun. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. Who's your MVP? Would you give it to Jay Happ? Would you give it to Steve Pearce? Would you give it to Donaldson with the grand slam? Who would you give it to? And we'll talk to you guys next Wednesday, podcast edition. I will not be able to do it Monday like today or Tuesday, the regular time. Work both days. It's all hectic right now, but hopefully after next week, should be back in order on Tuesdays, the regulars there on Tuesday afternoons. But for next week, it's Wednesday. We're breaking down the Leafs, Raptors, Jays, all that great stuff. Link is down in the description, guys, for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. That is all down in the description, guys. Please go check that out. And also, Twitter is linked in the description below, guys. Very shortly, we'll be talking to you guys Leafs Edition Round 1 preview. So, let me know what you guys think. Message me on Twitter if you guys have not already. That is the easiest way of contacting me about going down to Maple Leaf Square or Jurassic Park for the Leafs and Raptors playoffs. I know I'll be going down Saturday night for Game 2. It's an 8 o'clock puck drop there in Boston, but I will be down there at that game. Let me know if you guys are interested in heading down there. I'll be going down with a buddy of mine. So, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are able to join, please message me on Twitter, message me in the comments, and if you see me down there, don't be afraid to say hi, because I am a friendly person. Don't you worry about that. And like I said, we'll talk to you guys Leafs Edition very shortly as we break down the Round 1 playoffs between the Leafs and Bruins. Oh, it's going to be a revenge type of feel for Leaf fans, and I agree. It's going to be a fun one. We'll talk to you guys very shortly about that. We'll talk to you guys Raptors Edition. That'll be Wednesday as they take on the Miami Heat in Miami as they look to, end the regular season on a winning note on 5 straight wins and having beat a possible Round 1 match with the Miami Heat. 8 o'clock tip-off down there in Miami. We'll talk to you guys Jays Edition, like we said, tomorrow night as the Jays look they look to win the series against the Baltimore Orioles. Aaron Sanchez, Andrew Kashner, 7:05 first pitch at Camden Yards. We'll talk to you guys then.